In this video, I'm going to be sharing my highest damage loadout in XDefiant. This build is crazy. The ability to just flat out wipe teams with this gun setup is just crazy. No other gun can do it quite like this one, and you have such superior firepower at range that if there's any distance between you and your enemy, you're almost always going to win just from sheer horsepower alone. So if you're interested, here's a quick preview of what's to come. So why is this gun setup so lethal? Well, if you take a look at the M60's stats, you'll notice that the damage numbers math out very cleanly. Everything is in nice, clean multiples. You have the max damage being 25 and the absolute minimum damage being 20, which means there is zero waste when it comes to damage. You don't have like the SMG problem where you do 19 damage and you need that extra shot to kill to do the extra 3 damage. You don't ever run into scenarios like that with the M60 because it's just lethally efficient. You are almost always going to be killing in a 4-shot kill or a 5-shot kill. And the absolute worst case scenario would be a phantom at a mythical 300 meters away, which good luck. And that is a 6-shot kill. And that is assuming all body shots. If you sneak in a headshot anywhere in there, that will drop your TTK down 1 bullet. And if you get 3 headshots, it is a 3-shot kill. And even if you're not going for headshots, that's still going to happen because you're going to have to shoot people out of cover and you're just going to get lucky and sometimes hit headshots. So in my experience, about 70% of my kills are 4-shot kills. The 5-shot kills come from phantoms that have 120 HP or fighting at significant range, or there's some sort of weird Libertad heal thing going off in the middle of the gunfight. But vast majority of the time, 4-shot, 5 shots every now and then, and 5 shots at range. Now, I will say at range, that extra shot you need to kill is entirely negligible because the vast majority of the time, the person you're fighting against is going to have like an AR or maybe even an SMG, and they're going to be shooting marshmallows at you. Like, you have such a tremendous advantage at range that extra shot you need is negligible, and you feel damn near immortal at range. Just nobody can fuck with you at range. It's crazy how much damage this gun does, and the drop-off is negligible. And again, that's assuming you're hitting all body shots. If you sneak in a headshot or 2, you're right back down to a 4-shot kill easily, even against phantoms at any range. Now let's get into my M60 setup. The theme of my M60 is ADS walking speed. And the reason I go for all of the ADS walking speed attachments is because you cannot build an LMG, especially the M60, to have fast enough ADS time or sprint out time for them to be viable in those categories. Meaning that if you are using an LMG and you're trying to play with it like an assault rifle or an SMG, and you are seeing a guy reacting, pulling up your sights and shooting, that's never going to work for the LMGs. They are far too slow to be able to do that. Even with all of the ADS attachments, far too slow. You're going to lose almost all of your gunfights if you play like that. But if you play with the LMG in a more predictive manner, meaning that you are coming around a corner with your ADS already drawn up, then you're going to have much better luck. And ADS walking speed will give you a surprisingly fast strafe speed while ADSing. And the thing with the LMGs is that they're not very beginner friendly. I know it might seem like that at the surface because they have really high magazine counts, but man, you need to have some map knowledge and some awareness of how the traffic patterns flow in the map to really have success with the LMGs, in my opinion, because you can't play with them reactively. If somebody gets the jump on you with an LMG, you're dead. Almost always you're dead. I almost would say this is not a beginner-friendly build unless you are playing in a way that's like really passive, but then you're probably not going to be that useful to your team. Now to talk about some of the attachments. The leather-wrapped front rail, leather-wrapped rear grip, and lightweight stock all give ADS walking speed, so that's why those are there. The optic is obviously a preference, and the one that I would say you have some room to wiggle with is your your last attachment, which I like to go with the extended mag. I know that seems crazy, but you'll see in some of the gameplay clips that running the extended mag gives you some extra leeway and some extra flexibility to do some cheesy strategies. So why do I use the extended mag? Well, fast mags is totally a thing you can run, but the primary weakness of LMGs in most games is that you get trapped in long reload animations. That is not the case for XDefiant. In XDefiant, you can cancel your reloads immediately. So let's say you shoot 25 shots out of your 125 round magazine. Well, get to your little spot where you know you're relatively safe and you're not going to get, jump shot around the corner. Get there, start your reload. Just be looking out. If you see a guy, ADS, shoot him. You'll cancel your reload immediately. You'll get that kill and then start reloading again. And if nobody comes, then you finish your reload. You can do that with the LMGs, and it's extremely effective. So the fact that you can reload cancel like that means that fast mags is a little bit devalued in the context of an LMG, because with LMGs, you can get to a relatively safe distance where you're still like effective damage-wise. With how reload canceling is and with how you're going to be positioned with an LMG, I just don't think it's nearly as valuable as it would be if you're using it on an assault rifle or an SMG. The thing with assault rifles and SMGs is that, for the most part, when you're reloading, it's because you need bullets. And because you're in a position where you're, in the thick of it, and there's a guy like right over there, and you need to reload quickly or you're going to die. With LMGs, you're usually, hopefully, far enough away to where if you go to reload and a guy comes out, you have a little bit of time. You can position yourself when you need to reload in relative safety in a way that you can't do with the ARs or SMGs. Now let's talk about secondary weapons. And if you don't know, secondary weapons in XDefiant are very good. And this bodes well for the entire LMG class, because the secondary weapons are great at the things that the LMGs are bad at, which is movement speed and ADS speed and sprint out speed, which means that your secondary weapon is essentially another primary weapon. You just use it in different situations. Let's say you spawn in, guess what? Whip out that pistol and run to your spot. Run to where you need to get to. If you are running around the map and you are in sort of like a situation where somebody could surprise you, like jumping around a corner, if you're traversing dangerous spots of the map, you are much better off having your pistol out than your big ass LMG, because if you get surprised with your LMG, you're dead. If you get surprised with your pistol, you absolutely have a fighting shot. And with how fast the movement speed is, you can do some jucking and jiving and win a lot of these gunfights. So you'll see in the gameplay section what I mean. But in terms of the specific pistol you use, I don't really have a specific suggestion. I personally like the 1911. It's a very consistent 4-shot kill the vast majority of the time. If you sneak a headshot in there, it's a 3-shot kill. It's got pretty good range. There are faster TTK guns, secondary guns, but the 1911 is just super consistent. It's right there at that perfect damage threshold, in my opinion, for the way I play, to where it's just very consistent. When it comes to the attachments, I think it's relatively straightforward. I run the light suppressor because it has no downsides, quick draw grip for faster ADSing, and most importantly, the extended mag. The extended mag on the 1911 is exceptionally powerful because it more than doubles your magazine size. The 1911 goes from something that kind of sucks because it's a 4 to 5 shot kill with a 7-round magazine to a 15-round magazine. You go from 7 rounds to 15 when you put on the extended mags. So I will warn you that the 1911 does sort of suck until you get extended mags, but extended mags makes this gun so much better. It's kind of crazy. So I will warn you there, but for the most part, your secondary weapon is preference, but you'll see again in the gameplay section how I actually use the pistol and how the secondary weapon is core to the LMG experience in this game. You absolutely need to get good with some sort of secondary weapon if you plan on using an LMG in this game, because your secondary weapon is absolutely a primary way you play in a lot of situations in this game. When it comes to the device you use, this is also preference. I personally like the proximity mine because with the LMGs, you don't want to get surprised. And when you can throw a proximity mine at your flank, it's either going to get a kill or it's going to, most importantly, be an alarm system. And having that alarm system where you can sort of be ready for the person coming around that corner or whatever it might be, is going to help you out significantly more than any other class of weapon, because if you don't have that, you just die. I will say, if you're running DedSec, it sort of changes it up a little bit. I think EMP grenades for DedSec is just crazy. When you get another one every 15 seconds, you're just throwing them bitches out. That's pretty good. But again, device is preference. You can pretty much play any faction you want, but I will say that in my opinion, the Phantoms have the best synergy with LMGs in general. So there's a few reasons. First of all, 120 HP. You just can't go wrong with 120 HP. It's going to win you a lot of gunfights that you would have lost. So that's always good. Second up, mag barrier. Now, mag barrier is just good. It's good for everybody, regardless of weapon type. But it's significantly better for LMGs comparatively to all the other guns, because you have such flexibility with the LMG when it comes to range. If you're playing with an SMG, you can't just put down a mag barrier at your feet, because you're going to be out of your gun's effective range. With the M60, your effective range is anywhere you can see people. So that gives you a lot of flexibility to just plop that thing down wherever you need to be. And really no other gun, except for the snipers, can do that. The mag barrier is going to allow you to play really dangerous positions that you would not normally be able to get away with, and really surprise people. And you get more value out of the mag barrier being an LMG user, again, not only because of your range, but because of your magazine size. You can plop down a mag barrier that lasts 10 seconds and be shooting the entire 10 seconds, basically. So, again, no other gun can really do that. Another synergy you have with Phantoms is that the Ultra is very good and kind of is an insurance policy for one of your primary weaknesses, which is people pushing you at close range. If you have a bunch of people encroaching in on you and you're fighting at the B flag and it's getting ready to turn into a close quarters brawl, go ahead and pop that Phantom Ultra, and that's going to, clear up that weakness real quick. I'm primarily a domination player, so the Phantom ult is just great for when you need to recapture B. Can't really go wrong with that. But also, LMGs are really bad in those, close quarter scrappy fights. So if you can just have like a quick I win button and pop that when things get scrappy, you can't really go wrong. Now on to the gameplay section of the video. Hopefully this will help explain my thought process and playstyle. We're going to start off by me getting fucked by the spider. That's pretty standard stuff. But working my way towards this B flag, going to try and clear this thing out, taking advantage of my ADS walk speed, doing a good bit of pre-firing. And that guy took as many shots as he did because he had the Libertad healing going actively. Reload cancel right there. That guy should have killed me. I got super lucky right there and just happened to roll up on that guy as he was mid-turn. Gonna come back here in this corner for a reload. Notice how I crouch down and go into the corner. I'm in a spot where it's very unlikely they check behind me. They'd have to look directly down. That's not likely. Or I could cancel it if somebody came around the corner. But I get a full reload, and that's great. Kill the spider that time. And what you're going to notice here is a lot of pre-firing and me pre-firing defensively. I'm low health, so I'm pre-firing my current angle, meaning that they have to either eat my bullets and try to kill me or let me go and heal up. And that's a tough choice. You either run through my bullets or let me heal. That's the only choice they have. And you can employ those kind of tactics when you have 125 round magazines and you can fire for like 10 seconds straight. Got a little lucky with that guy happened to be mid-grenade throw. But we're going to make our way up to this side of the map, trying to get some spawn trap action. And people love to aim duel this spot. They absolutely love to get in heads-up fights right here. If you get a shot on somebody, you know they're going to try and aim duel you. I do it too, but I only do it when I have the M60. And his buddy notices. His buddy knows there's a guy right here, but they fall for it. Every time they fall for it. So, going to go for another reload. Right here, gonna stop moving. Notice how I stop moving. I'm not trying to make any noise while I'm reloading, and I'm gonna hear a guy right at there, and I'm gonna notice how I hold my ADS, doing a little bit of pre-firing, but I held my ADS the entire time. He reacts with a laughing emoji in the kill feed. He's pissed. Using the M60 will piss off the other team, and they'll go after you disproportionately, which enables your team to do well. Now, what I was going for here was I was hoping that I was going to be able to spawn trap them and just have this nice little firing line like you saw in the previous clips. Unfortunately, I misjudged how many of them were still alive, so the spawn trap didn't quite play out the way I thought it would, but you kind of saw what I was going for there. Back to the B flag. Again, putting in work with some pre-firing and some strafe speed. Gonna take this guy out, and unfortunately there was an invisible guy right there that totally caught me off guard, and he's gonna kill me. But not a terrible clip. I think that was a 16 kill streak. Next up, we have the arena map. This is gonna show off the power of the 125 round map. Look at me just shred that barrier. The LMGs absolutely shred the mag barriers like nothing else. Throw out the mine. That's a halfway decent spot. Really, just getting the mine down anywhere on the arena map there's a good chance it's just gonna kill somebody. Doing some pre-firing here, trying to stay moving with my ADS speed, trying to minimize the profile they have to hit. Like I'm really trying to only show my head. Getting a few kills here. Unfortunately, the magazine's getting low, so I switched to the pistol because it's the end of the game. Normally, I would reload right there, but the game's getting ready to end. But this is going to show off how powerful the 1911 can be if you're hitting shots halfway decently. So, not too bad. Next up, we're on Noodleplex. Switch to the 1911 as I spawn, so I have that move speed. We're going to get in some scrappy gunfights. The 1911 is far better suited than the M60 for fights like that. But now that I'm in a decent spot, throw down my mine, it's LMG time. This is a great LMG spot on Noodleplex. Long lines of sight, good cover. I'm able to retreat in multiple ways. This is an ideal LMG spot, and you're going to see me just delete people through the smallest crevices. Hear that guy right there. This is also a powerful spot because you can hear people coming, and your mine is a good little deterrent as well. But the main thing is that wood floor is very audible, and I'm just sort of peeking my head out, taking advantage of this ADS strafe speed. I'm playing Purifier right now, so that guy that anybody I'm getting any shots on they either are dead or are almost dead. Like this person right here, fighting for their life, like probably 5 health. Though all those hit markers, I mean, with how much damage this gun does, yeah, you just get a kill through a crevice in the wall. I wasn't particularly aiming at anyone. Now, I am starting to get some heat. If you do play the same spot as an LMG user, people get mad. They get mad, and they're going to start going after you, which is kind of a good thing because it enables your team. Like, we hold the A and B flag the entire game, this game. But I'm going to push up, try to get some objective kills. Unfortunately, get taken out. But anyway, hope you guys found this video useful and found some of the gameplay clips insightful for how I play. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the M60, and if you enjoy it, let me know in the comments down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe with notifications on, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and join the Discord. It's free.